Okay, it says I'm live now.
It says you're live?
Yes, it says I'm live. I need to figure out, let me get off the phone with you. Well, I'm going to wait till you get on so I can talk to you. Cool. When you're on there. So when you get on there, just say something.
Okay. Live now.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, girl. Pop.
My daughter has a runny nose.
You got a runny nose?
All the time.
Weston's got a runny nose?
Me all the time.
I'm on.
All right, hey, write something on the chat.
I did.
Okay, it came on. It just delayed a little bit. All right, let me get off here and see if I can make it go live on my Facebook channel.
On your Facebook channel?
Yeah.
Okay.
On my anyway, okay. I'll talk with you on the thing.
Okay.
Let's see. Group. YouTube Live, my channel. Hey, Michael Sean. Hey, this is all new to me, so I appreciate you jumping in here. I was trying to get up with my daughter. I wanted to see if I could figure out how to put her on the screen too, but apparently you got to do a whole lot of stuff. But Northeast Texas. I got some kinfolk in Houston, Texas, around that area. Give me just a second. I'm trying to figure out how to share this with folks, and I'm not real sure how to go about doing it, but we're gonna learn how to do this. It was an epic fail. Let's see. Share. Copy link. Okay, let me see if I can put it on my Facebook group real quick. Paste. Post. And we're going to see if anybody from Facebook, from our Facebook chats come on. It looks like it's done it. Learning how to live stream. Let me go to the other one real quick. Just give me a second here. Let's see. Write something. Paste. Post. All right, we're going to see if anybody from any of those groups come on. We'll just have to see how it works. Me and my daughter, Charity lives a little bit away from me, so we was trying to figure out how that we could get on here and do a Facebook Live. And Michael Sean, is it Sean? Michael Sean? From Northeast Texas. What do you do, Michael? I think I got this thing on where it's like a delay, but I'm not real sure. Okay. I think it's like I'm going to have to figure out how to do the different, make it where it's not so hard to come in, I guess. Retired. Hey, now you're working extra hard, huh? Everybody I know that is retired seems to be they work harder after they retire than when they were working. But at least you got time now, I guess, to do all the little things that you wanted to do. I hope so, anyway. Charity, how is the video and the audio pretty good? Tending chickens and garden. I'm getting some chickens in in the spring. I'm going to try and build my pen, my coop, and all of that during the winter time. So by the time spring gets around, I can go ahead and put my chickens in. My Charity has some chickens, and I also want to build one of them little tractor things that people have that they put the chickens in, and then they kind of move it all around the yard. I'll put it in my garden, and we have some, basically don't have a whole lot planted right now. We got some greens and some beets and carrots and stuff. Video is a tad fuzzy, but that's going to be your webcam. Okay. It looks clear on my side. Hey, I think this would be a whole lot easier. Love your chicken. I think it'd be a whole lot easier if I had somebody on here that was actually talking to me. So we got to figure out how to do this side by side web stuff or whatever. Okay. Hey, maybe it'll hide some of my defaults. Is it clear over there? Okay. I'm hoping some more of the folks from the homestead. I know this is a terrible time of day. I mean, everybody's generally busy this time of day, so we just got on here to try and figure out how to do something. We can practice on Instagram. Yeah. Michael, my daughter, who is actually the mommy with Charity, she got me into she got me into this YouTube thing, and I've had some kind of fun with it. I talked my wife into it, which is very introvert. She's kind of shy and all that, but she's come around. She's had, I think, as good a time with it as I have. And plus, it makes me want to get out and do stuff, so I can put it on the YouTube. I got more projects done this year than I have in the last 10 years. And plus, I can talk Charity into coming over and doing stuff with me, so I can see my grandbabies. Grandbabies are fun. Maybe it's my internet connection. Well, it probably is out there where you live. It's not the. You live out in the boondocks, sis. You don't live in the big city like us people here in Purvis. If you knew where Purvis is not a big city, by the way, but it's a little bit bigger than Goss, isn't it? You can see behind me, this is a shelf that was my wife's grandmother's. And then on this side, that's a coffee shelf that I built. My wife, get out of the way, Chuck. There we go. Hey, Riley Lane, Pops girl. Anyway, that was made out of scrap wood. One of my neighbors up the road, one of my church members, had a video store. Then she went out of business, and she gave me all the shelves and stuff that was in it. So all I had to do was go tear them out, and it was quite a bit of wood. So spent a little bit of time tearing out and taking out nails and screws and everything else. And so I had a lot of wood, and it's been several years now, but I'm still making stuff with those little pieces of scrap. Come in handy. But anyway, back here, I was showing you, I got this is kind of like our spice cabinet. We have our bouillons and our garlics and our peppers and paprikas and oreganos. Video store, tanning salon, D, the combo is hilarious. What in the world are you talking about? I have no clue what you're talking about, sis. Sis! I need to get it where the delay isn't quite as bad. If I can figure out how to do that, I'll try and straighten that up maybe at a later time. But oh, her video store was also a tanning salon. Oh, yes, she had what do you call them, tanning beds in the back rooms. She had like 2 or 3 of them. I can't remember how many now. Oh, that's a laughing face. Hey, your dad's old, all right? I don't understand all this. There's a paint donut shop. Hey, go in there and I guess they you can get your coffee and donut and do all your banking, and that's actually probably not a bad idea. Of course, I mean, who wants to spend a lot of time at the bank? My wife's brother has a, which I don't reckon it's that odd. He has a pharmacy, and they have a coffee shop in it, and it's it does really, really well. I mean, them people, they like that coffee, don't they, sis? They like Charity. Every time she comes over here, we have to go up here to Purse and get her one of them coffee maca latte something or other with caramel and almond milk. I don't know. I told my wife one time I will not pay $5 for a cup of coffee, but I do because I'm a pushover, I reckon. If they want it, that's what they get. But Charity, she brings my grandbabies over, so she gets coffee whenever she wants it. There's not a whole lot to do here in Purvis, Mississippi. I do like to get out in the yard and do some gardening, and thanks for being a pushover. Y'all got me. I do want. I had chickens at one time, and I think I had some Rhode Island Reds, and I had some red sex links and black sex links, I think. And I think that's what they were called. And they laid eggs really, really good. My problem was I didn't have a to keep the store the feed in. Do what? I used to not be a pushover over here in grandbaby's channel. Hey, I wasn't too hard on y'all. But anyway, I didn't have like a metal garbage can or something to put the feed in, and the rats got crazy. I mean, it's just, I don't know telling how many. I finally got rid of chickens because I just couldn't control them, and of course we had dogs and stuff. I didn't want them to get hurt by like if I put any kind of poison or something out for them. I didn't want to do that. And so I finally just give my chickens away to a neighbor down the road, and he gives us eggs every now and then. So I guess I don't have to raise the chickens. I get an egg. But it was kind of fun. It's kind of fun to food with them. But this time I'm going to build the coop further away. I'm going to build it out toward the woods and put the feed in a metal garbage can and try it that way. And I watched a lady, I'm trying to remember her channel, 6 Acre Farm, something else. She's from Georgia. And she said that you put oregano out. Hey, I got that from Pawpaw. You know, my dad, when we was kids, we had one of them station wagons. You know, a big long station wagon, had the back seats that faced each other, and us boys, we always had to sit there, and the 2 girls had to sit in the middle, and mom and dad up front. And and we we'd all be driving and Dad would see the McDonald's sign and say, "Hey, I want to go by McDonald's," and all us kids go, "Yay, we want to go by McDonald's," and he'd drive by and say, "Daddy, I thought we was going by McDonald's." He said, "We did. We went right by it." That's why I'm mentally scarred to this day. That's why my kids are mentally scarred. Keep our feeds in metal cans with tight lids. Yeah, that's the way to go. I don't see, because a rat can get it. We tried it in plastic, them plastic garbage cans, and I don't know why. I think it probably one I had around the house, and they just chewed right through that. That wasn't nothing for them. But it took a little while to get rid of them stinking rats. I hate a rat. But believe it or not, my wife is the one that kind of suggested we get another chicken coop. I think she's seen yours, Charity, and rat shot in the 22. We used to go when I was a kid. We'd go to Houston, Texas, or Channelview, Texas, if you know where that is. And my granddaddy had a house, and on the house he had rental property, but he had several sheds on the property, and we'd go out there at night with our flashlights and shoot them big old rats. That was, as a kid, it was a lot of fun. As an adult, it's kind of aggravating. Used a duck call one time back when, again, I was a teenager. Me and my next door neighbor, he liked to go wood duck hunting, and me and him would go in they had some woods that would be flooded, and we'd get our hip waders on, and we'd go wade out there, and he could call them up with this little duck call. And we figured out that on them wood piles, we had wood that we had for our fireplace. We'd go on them big old stacks of wood, and he could get on top of it and blow that wood duck call. And it would cause them to come out for some reason. I don't know why it would cause them to come out. And then, of course, we'd be waiting on them with that rat shot. And that was kind of fun, actually. Nick's daddy shot one off the stove in their house. Oh, my goodness. He don't like them, does he? When you shoot them off the stove in your house. Oh my goodness. Hey, did I ever tell you he had come in late at night and woke up? I bet he did. Everybody woke up wondering what in the world. Up at the camp, it was an old camp, and it's tore down now. We got a new one up there now, but just out of Vicksburg, Mississippi, between Vicksburg and Jackson, we had an old. I don't know what kind of house it was. Back then they had like what they call sharecroppers or something like that. Anyway, they had people living on it that they would work the fields and stuff. And even years ago, when Buddy and them used to go up there to go fishing, they had Big Black River right there. And they had people actually living in it. But, man, it was a rundown place. It was horrible. And people finally moved, and my buddy bought the land. But we used to stay there. And we patched up the walls with old plywood that we had around. And up on the ceiling, we had plywood, and they had holes, about that big holes in it. And I don't know why. It's been too long ago to remember why now. But in the wintertime, we go deer hunting up there. It'd get cold, obviously. We had a wood stove, and the wood stove, it would get that little area hot, especially up high. We built some, me and my friend Paul built some bunk beds, and so we'd have sleeping quarters. And his dad was very, very cold natured, and he loved it on the top bunk because it was hot up there. None of the rest of us could stand it. So he'd get up there on the top bunk. And one night, a rat come through the roof and stuck its nose through one of them holes. And Miss Bob had done got tired of hearing that rat up there running around on that wood. And he took his 22. He always slept with his 22 pistol. And he wasn't, 18 inches or so from the ceiling. Maybe a little, not much more than that, 18, 20 inches from the ceiling, from the bottom of the bunk. So he didn't have a whole lot of room up there. But that rat stuck its nose through that hole, and he took his pistol and shot that rat right up through that hole. Of course, it went up through the ceiling and everything, but that tin on there had holes and stuff in it as well. But it kind of scared everybody. But that was just Mr. Bob. He would do stuff like that. It was hilarious. Oh, Nick's daddy was a kid when they. Nick's daddy was a kid when he shot the. How do we get to talking about rats? I mean, of all the things that we could talk about, and we talking about rats. I tell you what. I think I know how we got started. I was talking about who doesn't sleep with a 22, right? Yeah. Well, he did. He carried one with him all the time. And back then, we'd fished the Big Black River for catfish, and he was a rounder. Now he was the funniest. Oh, get out! I mean, he was hilarious. But he'd get mad in a heartbeat. And in fact, when he retired from his job, he worked at Exxon over in Baton Rouge. And when he retired from his job, they built him a plaque with a pair of channel locks on it and a nut to go on it. Because when one of the machines would go down, he would take his channel lock. He'd take his channel locks and he'd beat the machine. Ain't no time. It's a wonder they didn't fire him. Because he would tear stuff up. He'd just get mad at it, and he'd go to beating on it with his channel locks. But if you was in the boat and you accidentally missed a fish, if a fish come off the line or something, he'd hit you with the paddle or do something. He did not like you messing with his fish. He loved his catfish. You catch 100 of them, he'd want to clean every single one of them. Charity don't remember that because she was just a twinkle in her daddy's eye back then. But we would, the bank is real steep. And we had like a live cage, a trap kind of thing where we would go run lines, and then we'd put the catfish in the little trap to keep them alive until we wanted to skin them and take care of them. And ain't no time how many fish we lost at that thing because it'd break or they'd get out somehow. But old Mr. Bob, he was something. Now he was a character. He was fun though. I've heard the craziest stories about that. Yeah. Hey, and they were all true. That's the shame of it. They were all true. And probably you hadn't even heard the least of them. They had an old railroad track. You've got to go. Yeah. Hey, I don't know why I kept talking. We just got on here just to try this thing out. Hey, Michael, thank you for joining in and interacting. We're going to learn how to do this one day and try and do it at a better time. But we're already gone 25 minutes. Hey, sis, love you. And go feed my young and go feed my grandbabies. Thank y'all for joining. We'll talk to y'all later.